Mike, turn your games down.
Hi, welcome to another What Are You Playing for June 2024. I am Mike Albertin, and who's playing some games with me tonight?
This is everyone's favorite king of useless knowledge, Joe Butler, and get back, I have my special crystals to get you away.
Hello, I am the Let's Play Princess. My name is Mayo.
I got that.
And I am Kyle, also known as Chibi UFO, and I have absolutely nothing to say.
Oh, no.
That's fine. So as we do every month, we do our monthly What Are You Playing, where I'm joined by a few friends to talk about what games we've been playing, some movies we've been watching, and I always like to start off these calls with a little snapping fun. Just get it out of the way. The only game I play that isn't for the show is still Marvel Snap. Still playing every day. At the moment, I'm kind of like, I don't know, I'm not feeling the season so far. We're in the Eternal season, so we got a couple of new cards. I don't care for the Season Pass card at all, which is Gilgamesh. Haven't used them even once yet. Of course, I bought them day one, but that's neither here nor there. But I don't know. The game is, I'm like, I don't like this. I'm ready for the next couple seasons. There's some better stuff coming out. But the game's still good. I'm assuming no one else plays it but me, right?
Yeah.
I know you mentioned you were going to try it, Phoebe, right?
Perhaps. We'll get to that.
Okay. That's fine. But I still play. I mean, the game does keep adjusting. There was a meta where Professor X was one of the best cards in the game, and people were using a combo with Professor X and Cannonball, where you would lock out a lane and you could push a card and destroy it, and it was causing lots of issues and pissing off a lot of people, and they changed it to make that card not really work anymore. I didn't care. I didn't use them anyway. But they're always trying to keep the game fun, keep the game engaging, and have people have, and it's good. Like, I still have fun. I mean, I think I'm a little bit not as into it at the moment because the deck I like to use, which is a Thanos deck, is just been super ineffective lately for me. And I also love discard decks, and discard has been useless for me too. They also nuked one of the cards, so people were upset too. But so not a big deal.
Why are they in Eternals? I remember I was listening to the Eternals podcast episode. Were we supposed to have another movie or TV show come out?
I'm assuming that there was a movie plan, and that's originally how this got set up. But there's no movie coming.
Everything got pushed around.
Well, it got canceled.
Pretty sure the Blade movie was supposed to be out by now.
The Blade movie lost another director.
Yeah, and
that movie's never happening.
No, it's not.
It's even funnier because like Mahershala Ali's like, even like his lawyer publicist is like, this is the most unprofessional fucking thing I've ever dealt with.
Yeah. I don't understand how hard is it to make a movie like when you already have people and you have money. Like, it's not like they gotta like, okay, come on, Disney, we gotta round up some money, lawyer. Like, we got no money. Like, come on, you're one of the biggest companies on the fucking planet. Like, how can you not put some money together to make a movie? And
you have a script. Like, there's tons of comics to go off of. Just make an origin story. How hard is that?
I know why, because it'll be PG-13 and shit.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
You can't make Blade PG-13.
Were they really planning on making it PG-13?
Well, everything else Marvel movie, like modern Marvel movies, fucking PG-13.
Well, except for...
And plus, like, yeah, but, like, that's a special occasion, which kind of irritates me, because, like, I'm kind of fucking sick of Deadpool. And, like, the original Blade movie had, like, so much cool shit in it, and it was R-rated. And, like, Blade beats the shit out of a cop, and there's no fucking way Marvel would do any of that nowadays. They're way too, like, just chicken shit, and they're, like, bootlick the shit out of, like, the American military system. Like, oh my god, there's no way in hell they would ever, like, allow any of that nowadays.
Oh, yeah, no, that's
probably right.
Yeah, the only reason why Deadpool's rated R is just so, we get a very, basically, borderline R, because it could be almost PG-13 fight with Deadpool and Wolverine, and Deadpool can say fuck and shit and ass as much as he wants to, and that's the only reason why it's R. Yeah,
well, plus, I think the movie was already kind of in production before they bought Fox, so maybe they just left it alone and let it finish out.
Oh, Echo was TVMA.
Oh, yeah. I forgot Echo
existed. That show sucked.
I just have little to no interest in the MCU lately. Like, I mean, again, when Deadpool comes out, I will see it, hopefully within a week, and then I will see whatever the next one is. Like, but I just have no, like, interest other than, like, okay, cool. Like, I'm not caught up in the shows at all for MCU. Like, Echo or Secret Invasion or Loki, I just don't care.
Doesn't Echo fuck up canon by making her a mutant?
It's even worse than that.
She's an Inhuman?
I don't know what the fuck she is. I stopped at episode 2 when they introduced the powers.
I just don't care. But No, I mean, that's what I thought why Marvel Snap had the Eternal season. I mean, that's why they have the Deadpool season next month. I mean, 100% to, go along with the fact that we're getting the Deadpool movie. But I don't know. I mean, sometimes you can kind of feel that that's what they were up to. But I don't know. I mean, I keep playing. I'm trying to spend less money on it and not spend more than $10 a month. I usually fail on that because they'll be like a $3. And I'm like, all right, you got me. But nah, game's still good. I mean, you can definitely play it free and have fun. You don't have to worry about spending money. I just do, but you don't need to. So it's the only game I've been playing that wasn't for the show. So, Joe, what is something you've been playing?
Okay, I have something that I've been playing, and I've been meaning to segue off of it with a certain someone. Isn't that right, Phoebe?
Oh, sure. Which one is this?
Alrighty. If you like old school time of video games, I've been playing nothing but horror games this whole fucking month for some reason, because I like avoiding my responsibilities to Final Fantasy VII. So let's start off with because it came out last year. Probably the best indie game I've played this year. Not Signalis. I'm going to play Signalis. Crow Country.
Yeah, Crow Country is fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely great game.
I still need to play that. I really want to check it out.
It's short and it's not that hard.
Mm-hmm. It's a solid 5-hour game. I will not spoil most of what happens in the game, probably just a bit at the beginning, but I will have my only complaint for the game is I do recommend playing it with a very spoiler-free walkthrough, because there's at least 3 puzzles I couldn't solve because the directions weren't clear.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
There's a mushroom puzzle.
Oh, God. We're not going to talk about the mushroom puzzle. That's not even necessary. That's a secret thing for extra stuff.
Yeah, but it's basically, Mike, if you look it up, it's a guy that made games on Newgrounds, and it's like their first big indie game, and it's if you like the typical 90s female action hero like Aya Brea and Jill Valentine, you're introduced to Special Agent Maya Forrest, who is visiting, looking for a missing person?
The creator of the amusement park disappeared, and the park has been closed for 2 years, yeah.
And they're looking for him because there's an incident that happened 2 years prior to what's happening right now. And my favorite part of the whole game is the game starts off at 2024, like in the middle of a screen, and it rewinds all the way back to like 1990.
Yeah, it's really good. My personal favorite part is, and this isn't necessarily a spoiler, I would say, right before the final boss, you are given an item, and if you check that item, it recontextualizes everything that has happened in the game. It is fucking brilliant. I love that we are in this new golden age of horror, all because of indie games like Signala, Stories Untold, and now Crow Country.
No, it is cool to see. I mean, I don't play horror games much, except for a month and a half from now. But
well, I will give the game this. There is very much a enemy-free, like, easy mode, which is perfectly fine. The story itself, honestly, is enough for me to recommend it to people as well. The normal mode, which is the standard survival horror, is honestly basically easy. The controls are a little goofy. You kind of have like a marker that kind of aims where you go, but what is it? Other than that, though, the game's great. There's like when I was playing, I had tons of ammo. I think there was a point where I was completely stocked up, where like the game was like, "Oh, here's some handgun ammo. Too bad you're full on handgun ammo." It's like, "Oh, cool. I'll just leave this here whenever I run through again." Yeah, I had a good time with it. Definitely worth the 20 bones that I paid for it, and I need to like actually play the hard mode and get the ending, because apparently the hard mode ending has a picture that comes with it if you get the S rank, and I have not seen anyone post that picture, and apparently they haven't patched it yet either. So.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I follow the Reddit, and someone said that the creator said there's supposed to be a picture you get when you beat the hard mode's called Murder of Crows, and if you beat the Murder of Crows difficulty on it with at least an S rank, you get a picture. And someone said we are not going to. The creator said we're not going to reveal what the picture is, but you're supposed to get that picture when you beat the game, and we see that no one has gotten it yet, which means we need to repatch the game. So give us a minute.
Well, good thing I was going to replay that game anyway. It'll be, my 4th playthrough through the game.
The game does look cool. I mean, I will never get around to it, but the game does look cool.
That's my corner. Who's ping-ponging next?
Phoebe.
Okay, so Mike always talks about a certain game every single time he does a What You Playing. It's driving me stir crazy. I miss Marvel vs. Capcom. I miss these characters. Queen's Blood has me in a mood to play more card games. So I finally decided to go out and download Teppen. Boy, howdy, Teppen sucks. So instead, earlier, I downloaded Marvel Snap and I gave the tutorial a try. Now I get it.
Oh. It's fun, isn't it?
It's not bad. I do like that you can click on the cards if you forget what they do, and it just, within an instant, tells you their abilities. I have to ask, a deck can only be 12 cards, right?
As of this week, yes. Isn't 2 weeks from now? No. But
And that
that's
perfectly makes sense.
There's a new card being added to the game called Arsham, the Eternal, where when you add him to the game, when you put him, if he's in your deck, he adds 12 random cards to your deck, so you have a 24-card deck.
But it makes
It's going to be a
sense.
bonkers thing. They're just doing something different. But yes, it's always a 12 deck, except for like Thanos, who adds the Infinity Stones to your deck afterwards, so that you have a 16-card deck.
And it makes sense because you can only play 4 characters per location. So that's actually a really good idea. It makes you optimize your deck as strongly as possible.
Yes, where everything combos itself, like what I'm doing right now.
So now that was my joke answer, I played through the entirety of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and that game is a lot.
I have, so at this point, I'm going to tell Phoebe where I'm at. Mike, do you care for spoilers?
For what?
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Personally, no. By the time I get to it, who knows when the fuck that will be. So
It's okay. It's not that big of a spoiler. Kyle, do you care for spoilers for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth?
I don't mind. I'm gonna play the game, but like I've already heard so much about the story of Final Fantasy VII.
Okay, because this kind of throws the whole game on its side. So, Phoebe,
Okay.
I am going to pick you up by the goddamn ankles and swing you around and throw you into the moon. Why is everything goddamn Hojo's fault? Are you telling me by fucking an alien, he put Sephiroth in the live stream and that's why he's able to time travel? Don't tell me. I need to find out.
what the fuck?
Dude, everything has always been Hojo's fault. The fact that he was the one who put Genova cells in Lucrezia's womb, the fact that he uploaded himself into a white-haired little twink's body, and by the end of Final Fantasy VII Original, it has always been Hojo.
There is a major plot point where you go and do the thing with you do Red 13's trial, and then is that part of the original game, Phoebe, where you talk to like the people that fought Red 13's people?
The key? No, you
Yeah.
just fight the ghost, and then you're out of the cave. You never get that. There's no backstory to the back materia.
Yeah, so the Gi show up and they're like, "Hey, we're Ghost," and you're like, "Why are you guys Ghost?" And they're like, "Oh, we're Ghost because we're not from Earth. Only Earthlings get to go into the live stream." And I had to pause the game and look at my husband because I was fucking fuming with anger. And I'm like, "Are you telling me because Hojo wanted a fucking alien, he doomed the entire timeline because he put a half human, half alien in the live stream?" And my husband's just like, "I guess."
Yeah,
That just
no,
sounds
that's
stupid.
accurate. And that also explains why the black materia exists, is because they don't want to exist anymore, but they're permanently, infinitely ghosts. So they want to return everything to nothing, just so that way they can cease to exist.
Oh, that fucking sucks.
Yeah. We just want to die, and we're not allowed to die, so we're just connected and ghostly. So we took one of your materia and we fucked it.
And
Can I tell you how dumb this all sounds?
You know what?
Oh, Mike, you have no fucking clue.
Yeah, because I'm on that's chapter 10 of 14, and I can't wait to get to the ending because I haven't been spoiled, but a certain princess told me it's as bad as Kingdom Hearts. So I'm both excited and terrified.
It might be worse than Kingdom Hearts.
Oh no.
It can't get worse. Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, you don't know.
So Kyle, what have you don't
Yes, Kyle.
Well, start things off. Speaking of RPGs and that alike, I've actually been playing an RPG myself. Now, I tend to be a bit more of a retro gaming person, though I do quite often play modern games and modern, whether they be AAA, not all the time, but like sometimes if it really catches my interest, or especially indie games. I do quite love supporting the indie scene. An RPG that I was playing is a game that unfortunately only came out in Japan, which I think sucks because I think it's a fun and charming little RPG. It's a part of the series that's very deep in my heart, the Ganbare Goemon series. This is a game for the Famicom. It's called Gambare Goemon Gaiden Kite Ogon Kiseru, or to translate it, Gambare Goemon Gaiden, the gold pipe which disappeared. This is the first ever RPG Goemon game. There's a couple of there's a few of them. There's 2 for the Famicom, 2 Goemon RPGs, and I believe there's one for the Game Boy Color, which is based off of the brief anime that aired in the late 90s. I've never played that one. I've only seen screenshots, and it never really interested me. Anyways, so I've been playing through the gold pipe which disappeared, and I'm actually having a lot of fun with it. Surprisingly, for an older RPG from the way earlier years, and especially like an 8-bit RPG, where I feel like some of them, it's not so much that they haven't aged well. It's not so much that they haven't aged well. It's just that like they're quite a bit slower, and they're just kind of slower, and they have a lot of fat to them, and it's a little harder to grind in those games, and you feel like you never really make as much good progress as some of their remakes. I'm actually surprised at how well this game is actually aged. It's actually pretty fun. The combat's simple. There's a lot of really nice little, oddly enough, kind of modernized gimmicks in it. The game has auto battle like Earthbound and Mother 1, really the Mother series, and I think that's such a good idea to have in an RPG. If you don't feel like making the commands yourself, just have the game play itself during a fight. Anyways, it's a really fun game. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm making a lot of good progress. I now have 3 characters in my party. I believe there's 5 characters you get not all at once in your party, but like they switch out during parts of the game. I have 3 characters in my party so far. I have Goemon, I have Ibi Sumaru, who's in this game, and I have probably my favorite character in the game, even though I love Goemon and Ibi Sumaru, a very adorable little kitty cat. You actually have a kitty cat in your party. And he helps fight. Yeah, he helps fights as well. Like, he fights. So it's not just like a cute kitty cat just being, like the cat fights, and the cat knows magic, and it's really cool. And when you get the cat in your party, you actually go to this town full of kitties, and you talk to them, and they talk to you, and it's really super cute. And yeah, I'm really in love with the game. I'm having a lot of fun. It's surprisingly well aged for an older 8-bit RPG. It's pretty fun. I'd say it's worth a playthrough if you're interested. The game runs a little slow-ish. Like, the frame rate it's not as smooth as you might think, or you might assume. But honestly, it's worth the playthrough. It's really fun. It's a nice, simple little RPG. It's easy to understand. It's easy to explore. You can't really get lost in segments. The world map isn't too wide or anything like that, so you kind of just go from A to B. And it's a good time. I'm having a lot of fun playing through it. I'm hoping to finish the game soon. I'm taking my time with it, but I love that I'm taking my time with it. I'm really just enjoying the moment, and it's pretty good stuff. I'm really having a lot of fun with it.
All right,
I'm glad. I know you're a fan of that series. I know there's. I've never played these other games, and I do want to one day.
If you get the chance, you should. Oh, which, by the way, folks, sorry, I don't think I said this at all. My apologies. The 2 RPG games on the Famicom, the Goemon RPG games on Famicom, they both have English translations. Sorry, I should have said that like right at the start. They're both fan translated, so you can play them in English.
You had me at Magic Cat.
But it's Famicom. That's the part that makes me less interested, but I'm still interested.
I promise you, it's better than what you might assume. Like, I promise you.
I need a screenshot of the game so I can look it up and look for the fan translation and everything. Does it play like Earthbound, where it's like kind of like first person, like you see the enemy and you have your health parts at the bottom?
Oh yeah. Actually, something else I really appreciate is that when you go into the fights, when you see the enemies, they're all like little chibies, and they're super cute. You fight the standard for the Goemon series. You fight the cops. Well, the cops of the Edo period. You fight thieves. You fight goblins. You fight like kappa. You fight all sorts of like different like Japanese like stuff, and like different like like historical like caricatures, and it's really good stuff, and they're all really cute. And I know one of my favorite enemies are these like tough guys. I can't remember what their names are. There's these like They kind of look like samurai, but they're little tough guys, and all the enemies in the game have like an animation when they're in the fight scenes, and the tough guys, samurai-looking characters, their character animation is that they have an arm out of their sleeve of their shirt or their top, and they're like flexing their muscles, and it just looks really cute. It's really charming. Yeah, it's totally worth a playthrough. They're easy to acquire, and yet they're both the English fan translated. Actually, I also state this not to pimp out my own thing, but my podcast, I did a Goemon episode with a good friend of mine, and here's actually a really cool thing about Goemon nowadays. A good portion of the series is now fan translated. You can play almost all the Goemon games in English. There's I think 3 games left now that aren't translated yet.
Yeah, Nintendo's not going to fucking do it.
No, and it's Konami too, so double whammy.
Well, that, but also there are Goemon games that aren't on Nintendo consoles as well. There's some on Sony and other consoles as well.
We're not going to see them anywhere else.
But yeah. So yeah, folks, if you are interested, a good portion of the Goemon series is now all in English. There are the English releases that did come out here, like Legend of the Mystical Ninja for Super Nintendo and Mystical Ninja starring Goemon for N64, which our good host Mike did an episode with, and I was on, and a few other people were on too, and it was a lot of fun.
I like the series a lot. I don't think the series gets enough love, but
I wholeheartedly agree.
But you can find them online. I won't say where, but I can tell you I just did already after he mentioned it. So they're online, buddy. Just know where to look.
Okay.
Or join our Discord. I might actually say it in the Discord. I ain't gonna say it on here, but I'll say it in Discord. So join the Discord.
Join the Discord.
I'm always trying to get more people to join the Discord. You know that. Joe, anything else you've been playing you want to mention?
Of course, I have another game I'll talk about, but before I go into that, Phoebe, do you have anything else to say about Final Fantasy VII? I kind of went off on a huge tangent about how fucking pissed off I was about that goddamn game.
Queen's Blood is amazing. The secret boss is absolutely amazing, and you get everything you could possibly want and more from the secret boss.
The Queen's Blood secret boss?
The super boss of the game.
Oh, for the whole game?
Yeah.
Can you tell me what it is, or would it be a spoiler?
It's Gilgamesh.
Okay. I don't know what that is.
You don't know who Gilgamesh is?
I never played the original Final Fantasy VII.
He's not in the original Final Fantasy VII. This is them fixing the problem with the original Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, okay.
He is a person who jumps around from Final Fantasy to Final Fantasy. He first shows up in 5. He's just trying to get back to 5 so that way he can fight parts.
I think what you're talking about then. But anyways, Kyle, you're from Canada, right?
Kyle is, yeah. I don't think he's back yet.
Okay.
Yeah, Kyle's from Canada.
Yeah. Did they have sci-fi over there?
You mean the channel?
Sci-fi channel?
Yeah, back in the day.
They should.
No. So I played another indie game that I bought on my PlayStation 5 that was on sale. And it very much plays it brings back memories of being, and my husband wholeheartedly agrees with me because he was also the same way. It brings back memories of staying up on Saturday night and seeing what stupid fucking movie Sci-Fi had.
Oh,
and
God.
It was like, oh, this movie's pretty good, but I don't think I enjoy shark assholes that attack the water. But yeah, Kyle, did y'all have Sci-Fi over there in Canada? It's a weird question.
Weirdly enough, we had a version of Sci-Fi, the Sci-Fi channel. We had a channel called Space.
Huh.
The Final Frontier?
Joe, did you find a Lava Spiders video game or something?
No. So this game is called The Chant. And The Chant is an indie game which basically involves this girl, and she's like, the game starts off with a woman running through an island, and she's being chased by horror terrors, and she jumps in the water, to which you then control your main character, who's basically going to an island retreat for weirdos, and you'll see what I mean by weirdos, because she has to get through some trauma because she accidentally let her sister drown. And when I say accidentally, I mean they straight up tell you, hey, how'd your sister die? And she's like, oh, I was 16 and she was 12, and she kept bothering me and my friend. So I told her there was fucking treasure at the bottom of the lake, and she went to go look for it and drowned, and I wasn't paying attention because I was being a huge bitch with my fucking other friend.
Just Silent Hill.
So no, the sister's dead. The sister's very much dead. But here's the kicker. So she goes to this island that the other friend that was there, that was when the sister died, was like, hey, I'm part of this, really cool island retreat. You should come over. And it's all white people, crystal loving, like align your chakras kind of thing. And it's like, ooh, you know, blah, blah, blah. And so like the guy's like, oh yeah, we have to do this, you know, special meditation circle with these crystals and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, okay. And then it opens up like a bunch of horror terrors escape. And she's like, what the fuck? And she goes up to the guy who owns the island. And she's like, dude, what the fuck? And he's like, look, I'm not going to lie to you. My great grandpa owned the island and he was part of a cult. And I was just trying to follow the steps. I have no idea what's going on. And you're like, you motherfucker. And I shit you not, your weapons are like anti-vaxxers, like wet dreams. Because it's like sage and you hit the enemies with the sage and you throw salt in their face and it stuns them. And there's like essential oils and like basically a Molotov cocktail. And every time you do a chapter, you get a crystal that's supposed to signify some bullshit. I didn't really pay attention because it's all weird crystal stuff like, oh, here's an amethyst. And amethyst means dexterity and all this other goofy shit. But I think my favorite one is you get the yellow crystal and there's some meme joke where whenever she screams, like it sends out like a shockwave that stuns the enemies, but she screams, "Get away from me!" And all I could think of is that meme where the woman goes, "That's my opinion."
Oh my god!
And it's
like hot garbage.
It was okay garbage. Like I said, it's a solid B sci-fi movie. It wasn't bad, but there were times where like I would shit out like a whole diamond because I was so mad about how bad the gameplay was. Because it's basically like a semi-character action where you can dodge, but the enemies can also scramble your brains, and you have like a mind, body, and spirit like kind of deal. And it does. I bought it because someone said it gives very good Silent Hill vibes, which it kind of does. But also, it's also like, wow, this game is kind of hard garbage. And the worst part that also pissed me off because we weren't able to get to it yet is I got what was referred to as the mine ending, to where you and your friend leave the island and a big fucking wormhole opens up in the fucking water and you get swallowed up. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And then I go look and they're like, oh yeah, the mind ending is the true ending, which I somehow managed to get the true ending on my first try without even looking. And I'm like, if I have to pay fucking $10 for more DLC, I am not paying for it. But it was free, but I haven't gotten to play it yet, so I'll at least give the game that too as well.
This was very, very strange conversation.
I hate that I've heard of this game.
You've probably heard of it. It was really big back then. That's why I was like, and I bought it because it's like a $30 game on PlayStation. And it was like $10 on sale. So I was like, oh, I'll buy it because, you know, a YouTuber that I saw played it and it looked interesting. But like I said, like it's an 8-hour game and like 6 hours in, I'm just like, oh, when is this going to be over?
What the fuck game is this?
It's called The Chant.
Jesus Christ! Wow.
Yeah.
Just hearing that ending, I'm like, what? Like,
okay.
What?
So the ending, like I said, I didn't reveal the whole ending, by the way. There's a whole bunch of other crazy cult shit that goes on. But like I said, my favorite part of it is just the beginning when it's like, dude, what the fuck's going on with your island? He's like, I just found these cult stuff. I didn't think it was real. It's like, motherfucker, you didn't think to check?
Good job.
Mm-hmm.
How did you find this?
It's his grandpa's cult.
I got nothing.
And yeah, I played The Chant. Solid B-.
Okay. Phoebe, something else you've been playing.
Well, I guess we're going from one bit of insanity to another.
That's
so,
this
in this past week, a good friend of ours, Ian, decided to give me a little bit of a challenge to do to test my sanity. So we started our own show, and on it, every 5 episodes, we pretty much tally points, because every episode will do like a little game, and there will be a winner or loser, and then we'll figure out how many times each person won out of batch of 5 episodes. And the winner of that batch of 5 gets to decide a challenge or a punishment for the other person. So I lost, and Ian goes, you're going to play this trilogy called My Name is Mayo? Like, what the fuck is this?
I've heard something about that.
Okay. My Name is Mayo is on Steam. They're like $1 to $2 a piece. They are clicker games. They're not auto clickers. You can't optimize this. You have to physically click through this game. You start off with a JPEG of a jar of mayo, and then you'll click a bunch of times, and you'll get an achievement. There's an achievement page in the game built in. You can check your achievement. And there'll be fun little facts about the world, like the bottom of a Snapple bottle cap. Then, after you click enough times, you unlock a story mode, and you click that. And all of a sudden, there's a jar of mayo in a bikini. And you click on that jar a bunch of times, and you unlock a new bikini. And there's like 4 stories in each My Name is Mayo game. But it turns out that they're all Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3 of the same 4 stories. And there's a meta ending inside of My Name is Mayo 3. Within the course of 3 games about Mayo, oh God, I saw a jar of mayo recreate the famous shot from Take Me to the Moon of the moon with an item in its eye. I saw a jar of mayo get its kidneys stolen by a goth girlfriend who was actually a jar of black cherry jam. I saw a jar of mayo get high off shrooms and go on a Wizard of Oz parody journey. I saw a jar of mayo get into pony play. I don't know what the fuck my life is anymore or why the internet exists.
You see, a lot of time when people mention new games on the show, I go and wishlist them. I'm not doing that this time, Phoebe.
Phoebe,
I have absolutely zero interest. I looked it up. I found it, but I'm like, no, I'm good.
Phoebe, sweet Phoebes, is this a fucking? I have a very important question for you. Is this a fucking Doki Doki Literature Club situation?
No.
Okay.
It is straight up. By the end of the 3rd game, you do all 4 stories, and it gets into like this meta story where I shit you not. Your dad dies, and you as a jar of mayo reflect on your life and start journeying up a mountain, and you have to manually move a jar of mayo 9 miles. Like, it becomes a walking simulator. And I was messaging Ian live as I'm playing this game going, I swear to God, this game ends with a fucking JPEG of a jar of mayo with 50% opacity in the night sky or in the day sky with a mustache and a pair of glasses on, like smoking a pipe or something. I'm going to scream. And then I got to the end of the game, and there was a jar of mayo with 50% opacity, the pair of glasses on, and a mustache. And I lost it.
How did he even know this existed? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. Silly games be silly, and silly people like silly games.
I mean, I played my fair share of weird shit, but this sounds a bit extreme.
It was a wild journey.
And the worst part is you had to spend money on those.
It was only like $5 to $6.
But from everything you told me, that sounds like $5 or $6 too much.
They're only, if you click fast enough, and you can use the space bar to click as well, so you can get through this really fast. They're about 30 minutes to an hour. You can refund the whole thing if you want to.
Interesting.
Okay. All right, Kyle, what is something you've been playing that hopefully doesn't involve jars of mail?
Holy shit.
That's how I feel right now.
Okay, well, so I was really lucky, and a friend of mine a few weeks ago was really, really sweet and bought me a game off of Steam, a cheap game, and I was really happy with it because I heard about it before, and like kind of coincidentally, they bought me this game that I was like thinking about, and I was like, oh fuck, thank you. About like a week and a half ago, like 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks or 2 weeks and a half. It was a little bit ago. I was watching a Twitch stream from a person who I really enjoy. She does YouTube and Twitch. Her name is Kim Justice, and she was doing a little indie stream for indie shmups, like on PC and stuff. And one of the games that she played looked really fun to me and really interesting. And it's for PC, it's called Dead End City. Dead End City. Anyways, and my friend got me the game, gifted me it, and I was really thankful. And I've been playing it ever since, and I've been having a total blast with it. It's a lot of fun. The gameplay is sort of like, the shmup gameplay of it is like very classic, like Galaga classic Namco, kind of more old-timey-ish shmup. It also has a couple of other things, like you have a fuel gauge, and you get like little power-ups occasionally, and it's a lot of fun. I'm having a blast with it. It's really addictive. It's kind of a bit more of a turn your brain off type of a game, more than it's like a thinking man's game. But it's a lot of fun, and it's a really good, like, it's scratching that itch for shmups for me. And actually, speaking of shmups, I've also been playing a couple of other miscellaneous shmups, but one of them I'm going to note is, I know, in I think North America, I don't know if it's as beloved as it is in Japan, but a game that I'm very fond of, because I love classic Namco, is a game called Xevious. It came out for the arcades in the early 80s, and I was actually playing the port that came out on NES and Famicom. And I actually got a pretty decently good score a couple of days ago. I posted on Blue Sky, and I was really happy with it. I managed to get 2 1-ups out of it, and I was really happy with that run. Just having a good time with that. Some classic shmup games. I love me a good shmup, or shoot 'em up, or whatever you want to call it as.
Yeah, either one.
What else? Speaking of shmups, sorry, I forgot.
You're fine.
Another one I've been playing, it's for the PC Engine, TurboGrafx. I've also been playing Airzone. Really fun classic game, really good cute 'em up. It's very cutesy, great colorful graphics, and really good soundtrack too. I've also been in a real PC Engine TurboGrafx mood as well. I've been playing a lot of games on that console. I could go on of like the games I'm playing on TurboGrafx, but like I've been playing a lot of TurboGrafx games, so I'd be here like all night. But yeah, that's a little bit more of what I've been playing. I have some other stuff I've been playing as well, but I'll talk about that a little later on in the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joel, do you have anything else to mention?
Yes, I've got about 13 minutes before I gotta burn off, so I'm gonna go through a couple things real quick.
Okay, feel free.
If you don't mind.
Oh, go ahead.
To which I will then tend it off to Phoebe because of other stuff. But usually we do TV shows and then movies. I hope. Okay, so Mike left, so I hope he listens to this and goes, "What the fuck?" So do either of y'all have? Well, technically, Kyle, I'm not sure. Do either of y'all have Max?
Yeah.
No, Max isn't available in my country. We have Crave.
Okay, so I watched this movie called A Cult, and I will explain the beginning. I will leave it at that. And the plot of the movie, and I swear this has to be the best idea for a horror movie ever. The plot of the horror movie is there is a girl, she's a black woman who studies civil wars, and she lives with her roommate, and they're struggling for money. I want to say this probably takes place during COVID, because like the movie starts off and she's like in a college class over Zoom, and there's a part where they're talking with masks on, which it's not too heavy on it, but I feel like that's what the point of it was. But so they're struggling for money too, which is a weird thing, but that's college people, whatever. And she gets a message on the app she's using to do a babysitting job. And she looks at it and she tells her roommate's like, "Girl, do not do it, because if you do, you are stupid." The babysitting job is at an old plantation house because they are in Georgia. And she's like, "I'm going to see what it is because I probably won't take it, whatever." And I guess she goes to work or something. I don't know. And the lady ends up meeting her there, and she's like, "Oh, hey, I really want you to meet my kids, blah, 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 things like that. I'm a white woman, and I have white children, and we think it'd be good for them to, experience people of color." And even the girl's like, "That's a really weird thing to phrase, but okay." And she goes to this like big plantation house, and the woman's like, "I'll pay you like $20 just to meet the kids." And, she's offering this money, and she wants her to watch her kids in this house. And this house is like a big plantation house. It's hot. There's like racist memorabilia all over the place. And I think my favorite part is she's talking to the mom, and she looks over, and there's straight up like a racist magnet stuck to the fridge. And she like grabs it and like throws it away. And there's another part where like one of the kids is running around with like a what is it called? Like a branding iron, which is even weirder. And she's like, "I don't think I'm gonna feel comfortable." And she's like, and the whole point, she's like, "Well, I took the $20. I'm not gonna babysit those kids. I don't feel comfortable because that house is racist as fuck." The whole reason why the woman is out there is because it's her mom's house, and she's like, "My mom's dying. In fact, we're just kind of renovating the house. When she passes, I'm gonna sell it, even though I was raised there. I fucking always hated the place," things like that. And so the woman calls the girl and is like, "Hey, my mom's about to pass, and like at any moment, is there any way I can convince you to like watch my kids overnight?" And she's like, "I don't know, because you get the kids and blah blah blah." She goes, "I will straight up give you $500 for one night, just because like my mom is straight up just dying." And she's like, "You know what? Fuck it." And then shenanigans ensue. And all I can say is, goddamn, it's a really good twist and a pretty decent movie.
It's called A Cult?
It might not be a cult. It's like,
Is it just called Cult? Like CULT? Cult?
No, I'll hand it off something else because, like I said,
please, if you're gonna find this, thank you, because I want to watch this. Holy shit! This sounds like a better version of content warning. Just sorry, folks, I don't mean to be abrupt like this, but this sounds like a better version of a story from one of the sequels from Tales from the Hood. I believe it's the second Tales from the Hood, where in the middle of one of the segments, there's a part where these two girls, these like young adult women, go to this like history shop that has like racist memorabilia, and like in the last half of the part of the story, I believe there's a white woman and a black woman, and this is where the content warning comes in. Content warning: sexual assault. A certain racist doll. I'm not gonna say what kind of doll it is, but it's a racist designed doll.
I know exactly what it is. It's okay.
Okay, so yeah, I'm not gonna say what the doll's called because that's like it's a racist term. Sexually assaults the white woman, and yeah, it's pretty awful. And it's weird too because like that first Tales, the first Tales from the Hood is like fantastic, but those sequels are fucking awful. But yeah, this sounds like a better version of that kind of a story, and it's like, okay, I want to watch this. Whoa.
You're in hell, motherfucker!
Yes. Keith David. That's like the only good part of those fucking awful sequels is Keith David saying that line.
Keith David. Keith David.
It's here. I have it in the group chat. It's Oracle. That's why I was working.
Oracle. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know why it's called Oracle. Nothing Oracle-us happens in that movie, but and then to tangent off because I know they do. It's Joe's Anime Corner. Anime Corner. I need to get Mike to make this theme song one day.
Mike wants to. He just doesn't know how to miss some music.
It's okay. What is it? So one series, which Phoebe will probably end up agreeing with me. I need to get Mike to watch Madoka Magica, which Mike is
not interested in. I don't know what it is.
It's a show about magical girls, but it's spooky shenanigans ensue, which is basically like because basically the magical girls high school girls have to make a wish to a really specific creature to get these wishes, but the wishes end up being fucked up, and it ends up being not really a horror, but it ends up being a very mature show, and it's really good. Like it's I wouldn't say it's better than Sailor Moon, but if you like Sailor Moon but want something that's different, it's on that level. And it's pretty good. I watched the spin-off series because they made it into a gacha game. So it's called Magical Record, where you can basically collect magical girls and use them to fight monsters. It no longer exists, so don't ask me if it exists anymore because just every Japanese gacha game only lasts like 5 years and it goes away. And then they made an anime for older people like us, which I will segue into my friend Phoebe. One series I've been watching is Kaiju number 8. Which is a series that is about... Which is my favorite part, because normally you have anime that's like, oh, I'm like a 16-year-old kid who just wants to be a superhero. Nah, this dude's like 32. He's like on the brink of not being able to because the whole point is there's kaijus that are invading Japan, and there's a special team that gets rid of them, and he's like, oh, but I'm 32. I can't help out. And then like after the first episode, they're like, oh, we're raising the age to 35, so now you'll be able to like finally apply and whatever because we're losing too many people. And he's like, and now I get to finally help that one girl that I like. And then spoilers, but then it's kind of the plot of the show anyways. The first episode literally ends where he looks up and a giant monster slingshots down his throat, and he gets turned into a human-sized kaiju.
And now he has the ability to transform into a kaiju form, and he fights the kaijus, and it's so fucking good.
It's great. Like where the anime's at now, where he ends up fighting another human-sized kaiju. I've been waiting for it to come out. It's like the best part of the anime so far.
I have not watched the newest episode, so...
This is like 2 or 3 episodes ago, or 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Oh, then yeah, you mean number 9. Number 9's fantastic.
Yeah. I never realized it was a top hat either. That pissed me off. That's pretty much for Joe. I will listen to the rest of this later. You guys have a wonderful night.
Goodbye,
Joe.
You guys have a good night.
All right, and Phoebe, do you have any other games to mention?
Yeah, I have 2 real quick. Over on Twitch, I've been playing this little Metroidvania called Astalon. It has a feeling very much like the classic free version of La Mulana, very MSX looking, but it's 3 separate characters, so it's kind of like Trine or Lost Vikings, where you switch between them at certain points in order to solve some of the puzzles. It is really, really good, and Joe might be proud of this. I'm doing my part. I've become a hell diver. I was actually on Meridia when it collapsed into a black hole. I came out of my final mission on that planet during the major order and got the cutscene. It was very good. hit that little dopamine section of the brain where, oh my god, I actually did it. I did my part.
I'm glad. It looks cool. The game looks really cool. I don't play it, obviously, because online, but it does look cool.
Yeah, it's really funny because I've heard enough about the first game to know that there were 3 factions, and there are only 2 so far in this version. So we have the automatons, which are totally not the Terminators. There's the Terminids, which are totally not the Zergs or the Bugs from Starship Troopers. But in the original game, there was a 3rd faction called the Illuminate, and they're totally not the Protoss. And now that there's a weird black hole space anomaly that we made and replaced a planet with, people online are saying that that's where the 3rd faction's going to come from because there are 2 sides of the map. Nobody is attacking from north and south. It's only west and east. So there's enough room on the map for 2 more factions to attack. So people think the Illuminate are coming back, which is going to be a lot of fun because they're all Protoss-like, mess with your mind and stuff. And I kind of want to see, player names disappear and you start seeing the other players as Protoss, so you shoot at them because friendly fire is always a thing. I'm excited.
Okay. I need to play StarCraft too. You just reminded me again how I need to play that game.
You should play StarCraft. It's fantastic.
I know. Or no, StarCraft in general. I need to play StarCraft 1 someday for this podcast. But
you should. It's fantastic. It's hard as balls.
It won't be when I play.
Yeah, I've already given you the cheat codes.
Yes. Any other games you want to mention just to wrap it up for the game part?
That was it.
Okay.
Kyle, do you have anything?
Yeah, actually, I have a couple I'll round off before we move on to our next half of the show. A couple of games that I've been playing, just a little miscellaneous kind of a shotgun blast of games. Well, so I believe back I was on the March episode of this year, and actually, no, I think it might have been April. Sorry. Anyways, I remember mentioning that I was playing Dragon Quest 8, 8 for the 3DS, and I was playing it in honor of Akira Toriyama, and I also mentioned that, well, I might have mentioned it, but I actually played through Earthbound and Mother 1 also in honor, because, those are both RPGs as well, and they're both kind of Dragon Questy in how they are as RPG games. And they're also, very much comfort food games to me, because I really love the Mother series, and it's, my favorite gaming series of all time, and Earthbound's, my favorite video game of all time. So, yeah, they're very much comfort food for me. Well, a couple of months later, into June, and I'm actually playing through Mother 3 right now. I'm in Chapter 5. I'm at the beginning of Thunder Tower, and I do enjoy Mother 3. I'd say the difficulty's a bit more steep in Mother 3, unfortunately. There's a lot of boss battles, and they're kind of roadblocky. I've been doing a lot of grinding in Mother 3. I really enjoy Mother 3. I especially love the plot of the game, the characters. I think it's very charming, and it always astounds me just how deep the game kind of gets, how emotional it gets. But I feel like as an actual, gameplay game, I think there's some flaws in it, but that's for probably another episode. But anyways, I've been playing through Mother 3, and at the current moment, I'm at Thunder Tower in Chapter 5. Another game that I've been playing, let's see here, what else I've been playing, because I've been playing a couple of stuff. Oh, I'm still playing through Etrian Odyssey 2, because I actually just started that at the, I think near the end of April. Actually, I may have not mentioned this back in April, but last summer, I played through the first Etrian Odyssey in HD for that collection that came out on PC. And I played through that, and I really loved Etrian Odyssey 1. I thought it was a really damn good game, a lot of fun. I made my own characters, and I had fun doing so. And it felt really cool to play this kind of just cool, dungeon explorer-y, kind of pen and paper-ish kind of type of a game. And now I'm playing through Etrian Odyssey 2 in HD. And I made my own little party. I made my characters, and I'm still in the first area. I'm getting through it, though. I'm making my progress. I'm taking my time with it, though, so I'll probably be finished with Etrian Odyssey 2 by the end of summer, so having a lot of fun with that. Next thing I've been playing, I don't know why, but I've been in a real board game kind of a mood for video games. I know especially in Japan, they're super popular, but I've been playing a couple of different video game board games. I've been playing through specifically the NES port of Monopoly, which is actually a really good port. It's extremely quick. You can go through games in literally a few minutes. It's good stuff. It's a really good port of Monopoly. As well as, I've been playing a really fun, cute game by Capcom for the Famicom that unfortunately only came out in Japan. It's called Rockman Board. It's a board game with Mega Man characters.
You have my attention.
Yes.
Yeah, you son of a bitch, I'm in.
Yeah, so it's a board game. It's Mega Man themed, and it's also kind of Monopoly-ish. It's really fun. Unfortunately, you can't actually play as Mega Man in the game. You play as all the other Mega Man characters. You can play as Roll. You can play as, I believe her name is Kalinka, the girl from Mega Man 4. You can play as Dr. Cossack. You can play as Dr. Wily. I've been playing that Rockman board for the Famicom. It's a lot of fun. The game has an English translation, so you're good to go for playing it. And it's fun. I'm having a lot of fun playing it. I've also been playing through a couple of different versions of Itadaki Street or Fortune Street, the hit series by, I believe, Square Enix makes them. I've been playing through one for the PlayStation 2, the PSP, and the English release that came out for the Wii. I've been playing through all those, and they've been a lot of fun. Something I'm a little annoyed with the Wii version, maybe I'm just not finding the right setting. For your character that you play as, you can only play as a Mii, and I really hate that. I don't want to play as a Mii. I want to play as, the licensed characters. I want to play as, a slime from Dragon Quest. They're so cute. I want to play as that. And I don't want to play as a dumb Mii. But whatever, maybe I just haven't found the right setting or whatever. But anyways, I've been playing...
I know in that game you can definitely play as licensed characters, because I've watched YouTubers play as Waluigi.
Okay, cool. I hope that can be a thing, because, for the current time of me playing it, I can only play as a Mii, but maybe I'll just play through more of it, and maybe I'll unlock it or something. But anyways, I've been having a lot of fun playing through the different versions of Fortune Street, or Itadaki Street. It's, I don't know why I've been in such a weird, board gamey mood, but I just am. And yeah, they're a lot of fun. I'm making deals and selling land and buying land, and yeah, it's good stuff. And I believe this might... Let me just double check my notes. I believe this is the final thing I've been playing through. Let me just... yeah, actually this is. So, I've been playing another comfort foodie game as well. It's an old favorite of mine. I always go back to it so many times. I played it in my childhood and I grew up with it. And I still love it. I still love the two games that came out for this series. Ironically, if it's a spin-off of a big-time franchise, it's a Pokemon spin-off. I've been playing Pokemon Pinball for the Game Boy Color. I love both Pokemon Pinball for Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance. I fucking wish Nintendo and Game Freak and Jupiter Corp would make another goddamn Pokemon Pinball. Hey, cool, we got another Pokemon Snap. That's awesome. I'm really happy, but can we please get another Pokemon Pinball, please? Please, we have, a million different generations of Pokemon now. We could do all sorts of cool, pinball boards now, themed after different Pokemon generations and stages and stuff. I think it could totally work. It'd be fantastic. But yeah, I've been playing through Pokemon Pinball, and I really love it so much.
Don't worry. PokeClicker and PokeRogue are still going strong.
Yeah!
We'll absolutely make a new Pokemon Pinball.
PokeClicker. That's a good point. Yeah, I also have such a soft spot for a lot of different video game pinball games. I play real pinball, of course. I love pinball. I'm fucking terrible at pinball. I don't understand.
I am too.
I don't understand a lot of times how to play a pinball game aside from just hitting the ball. Yeah, I really love the Pokemon pinball games. And I think that'll be my final game, of what I've been playing for this month. But yeah, Pokemon Pinball, both games, the Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance sequel, they're my comfort food. I love them a lot, and I always go back to them. The soundtracks, the gameplay, the ball physics too, shockingly, for a pinball video game, are pretty solid. They can be a little weird at times, the gravity can be a little fucked up. It's rare when it happens, but when it does, it's just wait, what the fuck? But otherwise, no, they're really good times. I think they're just a whole lot of fun.
Okay. I played the original Pokemon when I was a kid, but never since then, unfortunately. But I do want to play Pokemon Pinball again. I thought about doing a episode on that, and of course, if I do, I know who to call.
Yes, thank you. I was just saying, can I please be on? I would love to. Oh yeah,
after when we did Pokemon Platinum, you mentioned it, and because I actually was originally going to do the Pokemon Pinball games years ago with someone else that I unfortunately don't talk to anymore, and then I just kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, you're reminding me again that I should really play those and cover them because I do like Pokemon episodes. Do good on this. So then we'll go to TV shows. I'll start off. I unfortunately didn't see any movies in theaters last month because I just didn't care. But I did see. Only show I really been watching other than documentaries. I'm watching Korra. We just finished. Me and my wife finished season 3. And I'm currently on season 4. We didn't finish it yet, but Korra is really damn good.
Yeah,
that show got a lot of hate it didn't deserve. That's what I think because I'm really enjoying Korra a lot. I'm having no issue with it whatsoever. And I know people disliked it, don't they? Or complain about it?
People really hate the 2nd and the 4th season. And there's no reason for it.
The 2nd season was fine. The 4th season, I'm about halfway through, is fine. I like it.
Yeah, no. I mean, season 3 is still easily the best one, but that's because Zahir is such a good villain.
Yeah. And just the team of them is just so good together like that. That's another reason why it's just so damn good. You just can't beat this team of elite assholes that each are very good at their bending. So, and that's fine. I don't know. I just was surprised that people give as much hate as they do. And I'm just like, how do you hate this? I don't understand the concept. Like, it's a good show. What is people's complaint, really?
They think backstory on how the Avatar even came to being is dumb. They hate the idea of a evil Avatar. They hate the main villain of season 4. But I don't get why, because it's very much a science versus magic type of plot.
Yeah. And it's a dictator taking over, which using, a traumatic event to take power, which I don't know if people know, but it happened in history a whole lot of times.
Yeah, and it's really good because you actually see them in season 3 as a good guy, and you actively watch their decline.
Yeah. I don't understand what people's complaints are, but then again, I shouldn't be surprised. So, because people like to complain. So, yeah. No, I'm really enjoying Korra. I'm going to hopefully, I will finish it soon. I already seen it once before, but me and my wife will finish it. And then I don't know. I have a couple shows I want to rewatch that aren't for this podcast, but mainly I've been really on a just documentary kick on Netflix. That's all I seem to be watching. I did find a really dumb reality show that I do want to mention called Buying London and Buying Beverly Hills. And it's just about a bunch of really rich realtors that are selling to like the filthy rich. And sometimes it's amusing. Sometimes it really irritates the hell out of me. But like we're talking about like million, like $10 million houses and like just ridiculous things.
Good God.
Oh, it's interesting. I don't know how I ended up watching it, but yeah, I watched a bunch of it. And also Golden Collectibles, which is a show about an auction house, and it's a reality TV show. It annoys me at times, but it's also kind of entertaining to see what stuff they get and sell. But they're kind of assholes. Yeah, that's all I got for shows and movies, because I haven't really watched a whole lot, unfortunately, this past month. What about you, Phoebe?
Oh, God, I have a lot. I got Joe's express permission to jump into the corner. I have 4 quote-unquote animes to talk about. So yesterday I decided to start a show that I heard about 2 years ago, and it just recently came out. It's called Go Go Loser Rangers. And
if Joe was here, he'd be going, he mentioned that before to me.
Oh, did he?
I've heard about this show.
Yeah, it is very much imagine a world where Rita and Lord Zed have already been defeated. This was 13 years ago. The putties are completely immortal and can shapeshift, and they're now enslaved by the Power Rangers and have to quote-unquote attack the city every Saturday as part of a stage play, but the people still think it's real. And this one putty just decides, I'm sick of this bullshit, takes the form of a human and tries to infiltrate the Power Rangers. Boy, I wish it was better. I got 2 episodes in and I stopped. It was originally going to be 1 episode, but you're supposed to do the 3-episode rule. Can't even do that. I have never seen a show switch art styles on and off as much as this show does. I swear it has 5 art styles throughout the first episode for no reason.
That would be hard for me too, because I don't like when things change a whole lot, like especially not within an episode. That would bother me. Then
back in April, a anime that we were watching finished called Metallic Rouge. It is very much Blade Runner, or very stylized in that type of plot line. It's really good, but the last episode kind of speeds through stuff, it feels like, at the end, but still give it a shot.
Okay, sometimes just people run out of money.
Recently, My Adventures with Superman came back. It's still fantastic. If you have
I love
My
that
Adventures
show.
with Superman, go watch it.
I love that show so much. It's so sweet. It's just, so good.
It's so adorable. I love this version of Lois Lane. She is the best version of Lois Lane. I love this version of Jimmy. I think this show's version of Mr. Mix's Flick Slick is so adorable.
I also, I just want to say, chime in that I really love that. I won't explain why because it's a spoiler, but I'm a really massive fan of the Scream movie series, and I love that Jack Quaid is Superman, and he was in the 5th Scream movie, and I'm just like, oh god, it's such a different character, and I love that.
Don't worry, I have a different Jack Quaid show on this list as well, don't worry.
Alright, but yeah, I just love that fucking Jack Quaid of all people is Superman, I love it!
He does such a good job of it, because I thought he would only do really well as Clark, but he makes perfect sense for Superman.
It does! It's actually, shockingly really fucking good casting. Holy shit.
For those of you who are wondering, but this is very anime style, why should I care? Because we're about to get Supergirl, and her design is just Android 18.
Yeah!
Which is okay.
It's fucking fantastic. I love it.
My Adventures with Superman?
My Adventures with Superman.
But ironically, the quote-unquote anime style of the show totally works. It's very adorable when it needs to be. It's also very charming. It's well animated. It actually looks really good. I also appreciate, just the stupid anime nerd thing about me. One of my favorite anime, design, I don't know if it's a trope. Maybe it is. I don't know. But one of my favorite anime design things is when a character, blushes, and it's a thing that I call blushies. When characters have blushies, I really love that. And they do that in My Adventures with Superman. I love it when the characters have little blushies. I'm like, yes, that's so cute!
So good!
So cute!
And then the quote-unquote last anime I have, the second episode for Punch Punch Forever just came out on YouTube. That is such a ridiculous show. I love everything about it. It is a parody of every 90s anime that exists. It's just a tournament arc. These are 11-minute episodes. Like I said, it's only 2 episodes out so far. But it feels like you're watching a 90s VHS that somebody recorded and dubbed over, but it's still Japanese dub with subtitles. You'll see static lines every once in a while. It'll cut to the storyboards instead of actual animation. There's some live action in there. The show just does not give a shit. And it's so perfect.
Okay. No, I forgot. I've heard about the Adventures of Superman. You got my attention. I'll look it up. Maybe I'll have to check it out at some point. I need to watch more shows.
Do it, but just be aware. A lot of these characters are reinvented in really good ways. Like I said, I love this version of Mr. Mix's Pitlick, but I know some people really don't like it.
Some people can't handle any type of change. I'm okay with that. Okay. And Kyle, what are some things you've been watching?
Okay, well, list off the stuff I've been watching to start off. I know we're talking about TV shows at the current moment. Would it be okay if I started off with movies? Because I've actually watched a few more movies than TV show stuff, but I have been watching both. To start things off, I actually haven't seen too many movies in the theaters recently, unfortunately. Just trying to just be careful with financial stuff, and there have been stuff. There have been quite a few movies I wanted to go see, but I just missed my chance. So I'm gonna catch them now that they're screening. But a movie that I did catch in theaters, it was at the beginning to mid of April. A movie that I ended up actually really enjoying. I liked quite a lot. It caught me off guard with how much I liked it, and especially for what it was. So the movie I'm talking about is it is a horror movie. It is called The First Omen. Yeah, it's a prequel to the Omen series. It's called The First Omen, and it's really goddamn good. I was extremely impressed with this movie. I believe this movie is also from a first-time director. Sorry. Let me rephrase that. She's not a first-time director. She's directed lots of stuff, but this is her first time movie directing, like full motion picture movie. She's done short films and she's done lots of television. The director's name is Arkasha. I believe it's Arkasha Stevenson. She's damn good. I gotta say, from what I've seen from her so far, she's really damn good. I can't wait to see what else she's gonna do with her career. I hope she does lots of this stuff. I hope she gets to do what she wants to do. Because fuck yeah, women, especially women in horror. That's one of my just favorite things, period, in life, is women in horror and women horror directors and all of that cool stuff. She's done a few other things before as well. Her short film from 2015 called Vessels looks very interesting. It's a short about a transgender woman who wants to get a surgery that could save her life. I've heard that's supposed to be fantastic, and I want to check it out. And she also did She directed a couple episodes of I believe a Netflix TV show called Brand New Cherry Flavor. I want to check that out as well.
That is Netflix, yeah.
Yeah, I want to check out more of Arkasha Stevenson's work. This movie impressed the fuck out of me, and it's a fucking prequel. A prequel! Like, I can't fucking believe that one of my very favorite movies of the year so far is a goddamned prequel. Like, what? I'm sorry, I'm just mind blown.
I just can't believe we're still making Omen movies, because there's probably one or two good ones.
I mean, they're still
disagree.
We're still fucking doing stuff for
I like
Exorcist. We're still doing stuff for Exorcist, Halloween. Like fuck, some series do come back. Hell, we even did a fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie 3-4 years ago, and literally all of the creators for that movie are fucking dead. The director, Tobe Hooper, he's dead. I believe some of the writers for that movie are dead too. I believe there's one producer or not all of the writers, I'm sorry. I believe one of the writers is dead. I believe there's only 2 or 3 people left who were of the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie who are still alive. But yeah, we're still making new movies for older franchises. It happens. But yeah, The First Omen was damn great. I was really impressed, and it's, honestly, one of my favorite movies of the year. My next thing that I watched, let me check my notes. It's actually another horror movie. They're not all horror movies, but another horror movie I watched is, this has been kind of a popular movie for the past, I believe, few months now. I watched it, and I was actually really impressed with this as well. Once I checked out who was behind it and what country it's from, I was like, oh shit, well, no wonder. I saw Late Night with the Devil, and I was thoroughly impressed. I really dug the shit out of that movie. And then I did some proper research. The staff of the movie, the director and the writers and et cetera, and the actors. And I found out that this is a co-production between a couple of different parts of the world. But one of the big producers of the movie it's a co-production from Australia. And Australia makes kick-ass fucking movies. They make especially good horror. They especially make really damn good horror movies. And once I figured out, this is an Australian movie, well, it's no fucking wonder. They make really damn good movies. So yeah, Late Night with the Devil. I won't talk about it because it's easy to spoil. Really damn good. I was really impressed. Really extremely impressive performances. Especially considering that aside from the main actor, literally just about everybody else from the cast is Australian, and wow, they really hit their accents well. So good on them. Holy shit. Really good stuff. Really impressive performances. Some of the special effects got a little dodgy at times, but it was a really damn good movie. I was really impressed with it. And then the final movie I saw recently, like I said, I wanted to see more movies in the past couple of weeks, but just once again trying to watch my finances and I just didn't get the time to do it as well. The other movie I saw that I also thoroughly enjoyed, I had a great time with, was The Fall Guy. the remake of the 80s TV show starring Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. I love both those actors. I was a fan of Ryan Gosling before it was cool. I'm sorry, I'm being a fucking douchebag. No, I've just really enjoyed Ryan Gosling. I'm not even I've never even seen the hipster critically loved movies like Drive. I'm just a fan of him from stuff like The Nice Guys and Barbie. Ryan Gosling is so damn good. Yeah, damn great actor. Good stuff. He's been in a lot of just really damn good movies, and he's a really damn solid good actor. And this was an extremely fun movie. I believe the director for The Fall Guy is same director of a movie from a few years ago called Bullet Train. Really fun as hell movie. Emily Blunt is also great in this movie. I love Emily Blunt a lot. She's awesome. And yeah, this was a really fun movie. I believe now it's streaming and will be out on home video soon. So if you get the chance, watch it. It's a damn good movie. A lot of fun. But yeah, that's the films I have watched so far. Let's see here. Actually, to move on to TV stuff, I've been watching, let me think here. I haven't been watching too much of television stuff. Something that I have been, I actually just finished, it's an anime. I believe I talked about this a few months ago, but I finally finished it. Actually, 2 series I finally finished. I've talked about them both, so I won't go too much into details. And on previous episodes, I have finished Odd Taxi, which I thought was fantastic. It's just I would even say it's a masterpiece. Damn great mystery series. I was actually shocked with all of how much gets answered about the series. Stuff that I didn't even think would be brought up was actually brought up and answered. But yeah, Odd Taxi was a masterpiece. I loved the hell out of it. And another series which I ended up not loving as much as I was really hoping for, but I still thought it was really sweet and adorable, and I still really enjoyed it. I'm in love with the Villainess. I thought the show got a little too, not isekai, but just a little too fantasy-ish, up its own ass in its fantasy stuff, and a little generic at times too with its fantasy stuff. I thought it was still fun while it lasted, and I thought it was just really adorable. And I really appreciate that the main character is just a complete gay character. There's no subtlety to it. She just, in the 3rd episode, she comes out of the closet when someone asks her, hey, are you gay? And she's like, yeah, I am. She's a full-blown lesbian, and I thought that was really sweet and really nice. And yeah, I thought it was just a really cute series while it lasted. It has a lot of cheaty artwork, and I love that too. It had a lot of cute stuff, and I really dug the hell out of it. For TV stuff, I actually haven't been watching too much at the moment. There's some stuff I have an eye on that I might start soon, but I'll probably talk about that the next time I'm on this show specifically. For another, what have you been playing?
Before.
Yeah, that's pretty much a good chunk of what I've been doing this past month. So yeah, that's pretty much me.
All right, I don't have anything else. Phoebe, are you all good?
I have 4 quick shows.
Sure, please. Awesome.
All right, Smiling Friends just came back. It's almost done with its 2nd season. If you're a fan of classic early 2000s to maybe early 2010s Newgrounds, you have to watch this show. The new Doctor Who season is about to wrap. It's been very hit or miss, but I think there are 2 episodes here that might be some of the best Doctor Who we've had in years.
Okay. I am curious about it.
Yeah, Evil is in its final season, and it's still as ridiculous as it's ever been, and is making me question whether half the stuff in the show is real or not. Within the context of the show itself, which is exactly what I want from the show. And finally, The Boys just started its 4th season, and it is just as amazing and fucking ridiculous as ever.
I wanted to like that show when it came out, and I just couldn't do it. I even tried reading the comic, and I couldn't do that either.
Anything by Garth Ennis is very hit or miss, because he's always had that type of edginess. If you're not going to like The Boys, you're not going to like Preacher. You're definitely not going to like Crossed.
I read Kill or Be Killed. Is that him?
Not entirely sure. I know he's Tales of Wormwood.
Ed Brubaker, not
Crossed,
okay, never mind.
Etc.
I want to read Preacher. I've thought about doing that whole comic series on this show, but we'll see if that ever happens.
I mean, it's only about 6 volumes, I think.
That's not too bad, because I'm actually about to wrap up Sandman. We recorded 9, and I'm recording 10 in July, so people will be able to hear the rest of that. And I'm kind of like, I have a couple ideas what I want to do next.
Then you have to do volume 11.
Eventually. I'm taking a break after 10.
Oh, Air Country, which is fucking good.
I forgot something that I forgot to mention that I
Sure,
did
please.
watch. I actually watched it for its 20th anniversary. And I know you guys would be probably pretty familiar with this, especially you, Mike, because you did a podcast about it recently. For its 20th anniversary, I recently watched Shaun of the Dead, and that movie is a favorite of mine. I loved it. Once again, I loved it. I was obsessed with that movie as a teenager, and yeah, it's a really funny movie. Edgar Wright is a classic director, and it's just good stuff. I've even been watching Spaced again, his TV show that he did before the movies. And Spaced is also really good. I'm actually kind of surprised at how mostly well-aged that show is, even for like its stuff from like the 90s of like, oh yeah, rent was stupid cheap back then, so this could be done easily. Like, there is literally only one actually offensive joke I saw throughout, one offensive joke that has aged horribly. Otherwise, like, the show is actually still really good. Based in Shaun of the Dead, yeah, I've been watching those, but especially Shaun of the Dead for its 20th anniversary. So, yeah, that's my final thing. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
Is anybody else excited/not excited for his next movie?
He has a next movie coming out? What's up?
His next movie, he's redoing The Running Man.
Oh, fuck. Huh.
It's him, so I'll give it a pass. We'll see.
I might check it out. I don't know.
I'll check it out. I'll give it a pass, see what he does, because he's...
It's another remake, but, like, I don't know. Could be.
I think it's going to be closer to the original short story, so we'll see.
He makes some good stuff.
Yeah, I've enjoyed quite a lot from Edgar Wright. I still haven't seen Last Night in Soho, but the film from its trailers didn't interest me, aside from it being horror. Like, that interested me, but everything else is just like, I kind of don't care.
Kyle, it's damn good. Go into it blind.
All right, I might do that then. I think the only thing I disliked ever from Edgar Wright was The World's End. I don't know. I remember just being... I felt really cold to that movie. And it's sad, too, because I love the rest of the Cornetto trilogy. Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, they're both excellent. So, I don't know, just... sorry, World's End just left me cold.
I love World's End.
It's already been a decade since that movie came out, though, so I
need to see it.
I might watch it again. I don't know. Maybe I might like it this time.
I did Last Night Soho for the podcast. Not too long ago, I finally got around to recording it. I watched it 3 times.
Oh, shit.
It's really... Just go into it blind. Don't watch any trailers. If you like Anna Taylor-Joy, it's a light horror movie, but it does have horror elements, but it's very interesting.
I didn't even know it was Anna Taylor-Joy. You've just sold the entire movie.
It's Anna Taylor-Joy, and I forget her name, the other actress. She's brilliant in it. Matt Smith is in it. It's a very cool movie. I was very surprised how much I enjoyed it. But yeah, no, Anna Taylor-Joy and Thomasin McKenzie, they do amazing together. So,
all
right. Anything else to mention?
Oh, sorry, I had my microphone muted. I was trying to coin in, but I also just wanted to say I've always enjoyed Anya Taylor-Joy. I especially loved her breakout film, The Witch. I thought that movie was a masterpiece, and yeah, I've mostly pretty much enjoyed a lot of what Anya Taylor-Joy has been in, so yeah, I might check it out then.
It's pretty much just being the Queen's Gambit in the menu for me, and both of those are 10 out of 10s.
I need to watch both of those. I watched some of Queen's Gambit, didn't finish it. It's on my list to get around to someday when I stop watching documentaries. All right, let's go to plugs. And Phoebe, where can people find you at?
Hi, I'm the Let's Play Princess. You can find me over on Twitch and YouTube. You can also find me on Podbean and Spotify currently on a show called Nerds of Broadcast.
All right, and Kyle?
Well, you can find me in a couple of different places online, but you can find me on Blue Sky. My Blue Sky handle is at chibiufo.bsky.social. You can find me on Instagram at chibiufo. And you can find my podcast, the Unidentified Flying Obsession Podcast, wherever you can download podcasts and listen to them. I actually just, a little earlier in May, I actually just released a new episode. I did my own little thing this time around. I just myself. And it's a shorter episode, but it's an episode on video game music. I play a couple of different tunes that I really like, and I talk about them and why I like them. I'm going to probably do more video game music episodes, and I also have an episode planning to be recorded in the next week or so that I'm very excited about. I won't say what it is, but it will be technically Pride themed, because, for June, which, by the way, folks, happy Pride.
Yes, it is June.
Yes. Woo! Woo! Hell yeah. It will be Pride themed, and it's something that's also, once again, as my podcast tends to be about, something that I'm very, very passionate about. It's a TV show. That's the only hint you're getting. It's a TV show. But I'm extremely excited to get that going.
Okay. All right. And if you enjoyed this episode, over 600 other episodes of this podcast, all the What Are You Playing that we've done will be in the show notes. So if you enjoy these and just want to hear what random shit has happened over the course of 3 years, I think, or 4 years of doing these. I can't remember when I started, but you can see all of it in the show notes, the whole catalog of the What Are You Playing? You can find everything we do on Podbean. Type in different movies. We do a lot of different movies, video games, comics, all sorts of stuff. Go type in there. It will search anything of that nature that we've done. If you want to support the show, we do a Patreon. Little dog, vote in our Patreon poll. You will see a link in the show notes to that, so please support the show. And we have a Discord, free. Join our Discord. Always happy to have new people join us. You can promote your own shows and talk. We're building a great community, so please do that. I want to give a shout out to my awesome intro and outro courtesy of Helena at Hell Hasphere. You can follow her on TikTok, Twitch, Instagram. You will see a link in the show notes to her stuff. And give a shout out to Bill Tucker at Gamer Looks at 40. He's on the show quite often. Always a great friend of mine. Definitely go support his content. Please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, YouTube, audio only, Blue Sky, wherever you get your podcasts, and rate and review us wherever you find us. And I think that's everything I need to say. So we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
Take care.
Bye.